I want to talk a little bit about the watering that we do here, what our irrigation schedule is. When we moved in here 3 years ago and it was almost entirely grass, the previous owner was watering 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just very shortly after we got in here, that was the 5th year of our drought, and the city of Fullerton and many other cities imposed mandatory water restrictions. So we were restricted to 2 days a week. All of this that you now see be lawn, both that lower area over there and this upper area, what I call the northwest slope, was all covered in grass, which had, because of the drought and because of the getting less water than it was accustomed to and needed, then there were a bunch of large brown spots developed in the lawn. We put in the new garden in February 2016, and we were on once a week, and then finally after some months went to once every 10 days. And and then we got to the summer and we probably shifted back to once a week because it's a hot summer and you're trying to get the plants established. And then we got to the summer of 2017, and by then all of the plants that we had put in February 2016 were almost a year and a half old. We went to watering in the summertime, following the recommendations of other people, of once every 12 days, and then we pushed it to once every 14 days. And I had never done that before. Even though I'd heard that's what you're supposed to do with California native plants, but somehow it seemed counterintuitive to me. But anyway, I did it, and it worked pretty well in the sense that I think we probably lost less plants over that summer than we did the first summer when I was watering more often. So what happens in the wintertime? Well, in our really wet winter, which was the winter before last, where we got 20 inches, I still had to provide some supplemental water that winter because the storms came in sporadically, erratically, but I was able to, simply turn it off for 2 weeks at a time or more when there was lots and lots of rain. But that was not the case this past winter. I'll have to look it up to be sure, but I suspect that we got under 5 inches of rain. So I put it on a once every 7 days schedule, with the idea being that the ground, it would really absorb the water. As we got into later spring, I pushed it to once every 10 days. And just a couple of weeks ago, I put it at once every 12 days. And right at the end of June, as we're going into July, which is really when summer starts around here. We lose the marine layer. We lose the cloudy days, and you really get sustained high temperatures, 80s, 90s, and sometimes hundreds. Before I get to that, I'm going to push it to once every 14 days. And then I do it just that. If you're right in the middle of a heat wave, the recommendation is don't water in the middle of the heat wave, but before the heat wave, and give everything a nice good soaking. So that's what I try and follow. So I'm on once every 14 days. However, if I can see a heat wave coming in with sustained temperatures in the 90s or hundreds, then before it arrives, I'll give everything a really good soaking. And at least last summer, following that protocol, things seemed to work out pretty well. So here we are then watering once every 12 days. Of course, I've got new stuff in the ground that I showed you, and those things I hand water. But all the rest of the stuff, all the stuff that's on the timer, is once every 12 days. So that's what we're doing with watering. And, the water bill has gone down.